Hello and welcome to this episode of Hippo Tech, bringing you the latest in tech news, reviews, and more. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Kensington Protective Back cover for iPad 2, which retails for about $19.95 at kensington.com. Now before I get into this review, the reason why I have this tape on my case right now is not because it's broken or anything, it's because since my iPad is a school-issued iPad, it has my school's name and phone number on the back on a sticker, so this was my way of covering that up because I don't exactly want you guys to know that. So that being said, I'm just going to hop right into the review. Now, as for packaging, it doesn't come with much of really anything. It's just a little sleeve with an insert to help help it keep shape rather. So besides for that, it only comes with this, which is okay considering its fairly low price point. Now it is made of this really nice kind of rubbery material, which makes it really malleable as you can see, but also offers a lot of grip, which is something that's really nice about this case, and a lot of snap-on cases do not have this kind of texture or feel to it, and it's actually quite nice. As you can see, I do have the translucent version. It has kind of a nice blackish tint to it, which isn't exactly my favorite, but it's not anything that detracts from the case exactly. Installation is quite simple as this is a rubber case. All you have to do is kind of slide one end of the iPad in, then fold the other corners over on the other side. Now this is only going to be difficult for me right now because I am kind of leaning over a tripod, but besides for that, it's fairly easy. And the best thing about this, once I do get this on here, is that you do get this really nice lip, so you do get a nice lay on the table design, as you can see there. And that's something that a lot of snap-on cases do lack because you cannot really snap on a case with a lip. And that way, even if you don't use a smart cover, you don't really have to worry about your screen getting scratched up or what have you if you lay it face down. Now this does have all the proper cutouts. As you can see here, you have a cutout for the 3-pin dock connector as well as the speaker. On here you have a cutout for the mute or lock rotation switch. You do have a cutout for the 3.5mm audio jack, as well as a microphone and a rear-facing camera. If you haven't already noticed that the sleep wake button and the volume rockers are actually covered by the case, which I'll touch on a bit in a few moments. So as you can see the back of your iPad just fine, and it looks really nice. All the cutouts are rather precise, so you might have problems using third-party accessories for the 30-pin dock connector, as well as third-party headphones, because using my standard old Apple headphones, they just barely fit as well as the 30-pin dock connector, so that's something to look out for. Now, as for the sleep wake button and volume rockers, since this is covered by the case, I found it made them much less tactile than they are without the case on. Now this isn't so much of a problem for the sleep wake button as this is supposed to be used with the smart cover, which as you can see here, works seamlessly with this case. And since you do use it with a smart cover, you don't really need the sleep wake button at all. But the volume rockers were actually much less tactile than the sleep wake button, which could be a problem because these are used much more often. And that's just the problem for me. You can hardly even feel them or distinguish between the two when this case is on, which is a huge problem that I found with this case. But other than that, as you can see here, it does work seamlessly with the smart cover. Even with the lip, you do not get really interference with the rest of this. The last thing I kind of noticed about this case is it does fingerprint quite a bit. I don't think this camera picks it up, but there are tons of fingerprints on here. There aren't any scratches or anything, which is really nice, but it is a fingerprint magnet, which is something to think about this case. So my final review of this case is that it's a pretty nice case, especially for the low price point it is at. $20, you do get a nice case. The only problems I found with it is that you might have problems with a third-party accessories, as well as less tactile or less feedback from the sleep wake buttons and the volume rockers. But other than that, it's a really solid case considering it only costs $20. A lot of back covers for iPads do cost upwards of $30, and it's just really nice cases. You get the rubber, you get a lot of things that Snap-on cases do not have. So if translucent isn't your thing, it also comes in white and black. The black appears to be out of stock on Kensington's website. However, I'm sure you could find it from other third-party retailers like Amazon or somewhere else. So definitely give this case a try if you're looking for something to cover with your smart cover. If you don't have a smart cover, I wouldn't necessarily buy it. But for $20, you can't really go wrong, especially since a lot of cases are costing more than that right now. So thanks for watching this episode of Hippo Tech. Be sure to comment, like this video, and subscribe. And if you still haven't, check out my latest 2 videos. You won't be upset. So that being said, I'll see you in my next video. See y'all.